Hello, Commanders, and welcome to the 175 Survive the Horde here in Fortnite Save the World. In today's video, I would like to show you how to solo Challenge 4 when it comes to this limited time mode. So let's go ahead and begin and share my hero loadout with you. It will be a base Kyle build with Blast from the Past in the team perk, and then Slow Field and our supply drop. Let's go ahead and look at our potential objective.
Commander, the deep field mining crews are facing a major storm attack. I've chosen you to keep them safe. This mission will be dangerous, relentless, soul-crushing, harrowing, and, legally speaking, sadistic. And that's why I need you. You're the best of the best.
All right.
You have some amount of time to set up before the first wave. Good luck, Commander.
Well, let's go ahead and start by clearing out all this area here. And Rosie will be quite an effective tool as we go through. The Horde is a constructor, no doubt about it. Definitely do not overlook it. All right, when it comes to the build, let's go ahead and start with metal. And then we will go ahead and anchor here. And then stone above. And actually, we're going to go with the wall darts, I think, exterior-wise, when it comes to our build this time. Now, if you are just joining me out here for the very first time,
Storm creeps.
I do have a playlist that will be available here on my YouTube for nothing but Survive the Horde. I do have that link in the description below. We will have all 5 levels soloed for you, to include the weekly modifiers when they're released. And I am also currently doing a tutorial series on how to play Save the World, passing along my tips, tricks, and recommendations as an OG player of the mode. And again, I will have these links available for you. Absolute pleasure to meet y'all. Name is Buildtician, but my friends call me Taz. And we're just here to try and help you by passing along my recommendations for this mode. And again, I absolutely love modes like this and Frost Knight. In fact, probably one of the main reasons I still play the game. But again, welcome in, friends. It is a true pleasure to have you here. We're going to go ahead and get the base down now. Get everything healed up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and seal this down. And we'll use the wood here. And then we're just going to seal this out and seal the top. And then let me take a look and see what I got for sound walls. See if we can sneak them in here. Sometimes they'll let you, sometimes they don't. But we're going to get them in here. in an effort to keep them a little less interested. All right, let's go ahead and get our balloons. Now, you will receive 2 balloon drops in between waves. And you also have that initial deposit into your inventory of resource. And this will be until you were to either let one of the objectives or to fall, or you happen to lose one when you really are trying. All right. Now, my recommendation is, especially if you're a solo, to just go for the 1. I do not believe that the return of resource that the game provides you on a successful completion is that different between the 1 and 3 Atlas or objective saves. So just something to think about there. And just for a moment, we're going to go ahead and get some healing on the inside of this wall. I've been doing some testing with it. I just kind of wanted to see how things are working. You'll also know too, I do run a hybrid style build that doesn't really have a whole lot extra when it comes to the base itself. I like to focus on a little bit extra health, survivability, play off of the energy from the traps, aka the electric field, right? Yeah, just that's the kind of stuff I'm looking forward to when I do that. If you don't stay alive, you can't win. I do hold that more. If you understand trapping and building and you have a good, strong quality build, and that synergy is going, you really don't need a whole lot of weapon play and or extra on your base, believe it or not. So just something to think about. Now, early on, I'm going to work my way up and around here. And I would like to go ahead and start building the shield and all that. And I'm going to go ahead for just a moment. I want to increase them. Sometimes when you do not pay attention here and you don't get your interior walls leveled up, the enemies can become more interested in the weaker areas. So I go over this a lot when I do my tutorial content, but please be mindful of this and make sure everything within your block ops is the same level tier if you can. All right. It will get them a little less interested in these areas here. And you definitely want to hold this when it comes to the build. Now, every time an enemy crosses the tar pit, it will take a durability from it. So I would say to be aware of that. Let's go ahead and reposition now our base. Middle center. And then I will tier 3 stuff once I get these key items down. All right, so a real nice start here. Now let's go ahead and work on the next part of the build. So basically just going to mimic what we've got going on below. Actually, I'm going to extend this here for a minute because I want to run some darts through here. All right. So let me go ahead and recycle a few things. And get some dynamos going here too. And then we'll start with an extension out here when it comes to our shield. And I'm going to take this all the way to here, believe it or not. Okay. And then above here, we're going to go another layer.
You're doing great out there. Keep it up.
Now, wave 3 is an important wave when you're soloing, and I do pass this on often. Again, to each is their own with how you want to play the mode. But I would highly recommend that you take your time here and get your build right as rain. And not miss an opportunity to do so. There is no rush here. In the end, you are rushing yourself. I have to stand by that. So please take your time and get your build right here. Work on your trapping a little. I discuss it a lot, especially when we're live and just in general when I do tutorial content. Too much rushing in the game, whether it be in the journey to Twine or just in general. You have a little patience. It really does serve you well.
More husks incoming. You'll need to destroy the pillars to end the wave.
Okay, so this pillar wave here, just take advantage of it.
The pillars are vulnerable to melee attacks.
If you got some damage on your build, you would be just fine here right now.
From melee weapons,
Which we do have damage, so.
Ranged weapons still work, so the choice is yours.
I would also tell you at this point to make sure you have some extra healing pads available. And then we will utilize the geysers for our movement early, as we mentioned already. Now, my goal in the series will not only be to get through all 5 challenges when it comes to the Horde Solo, and again, focusing with 1 amp, but also to not take any damage on the objectives that you are protecting. So far, so good with that, and we'll continue the process with it. And that's just a personal challenge that I have myself. It's not a requirement. A win's a win, my friends. That's how I look at it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be successful in the end. All right, I'm going to go with some more damage for sure. And we'll start mixing that in out here. And I just want another layer of electric fields now. Okay. And we'll also get some darts mixed in, because we do want that to start working as well to our benefit. Alright, so darts are now working. Alright, when it comes to things up here now, I will make some extensions. We're Just take our time. We have plenty of it right now. All right, so now we're going to get the dynamos going. All right, so I really like this. That just gives a little extra damage in the areas, so we can take our time here with this wave, as I mentioned that we'd want to do. All right, so we've got everything working here now. Again, just taking our time. No rush here. Now, you did see I was shooting that building initially. You want to take that building down. You will have spawns out there. You'll even potentially have future pillars as well. The Rosie's very effective for that long range. It will keep you safe, especially as you're moving up. Please don't overlook what a tool this can be for you. All right, so let's go back until our Rosie's ready again and continue with our build here. I would recommend some healing around too when you're, you know, working here on the map. All right, and I would probably take it to this point. And then you don't have to worry about your lobbers and stuff later on. And your flingers. So let's go ahead and heal again. Now, when that Rosie's ready in 18 seconds, I'll go back to that other location where we just were and continue to work there. Like I said, I'll just extend this all the way down. Perfect. Remember, you have your supply drop. Don't want to overlook that. Actually, just for a second here, let's not do that. I wanted to work there, but I'm just going to hold that for just a second because I want to go ahead and shoot this down again with my Rosie. And then we can seal this all down. I'll take the you want to take the buildings down over here as well. So this would go down. You absolutely want it down. And then finish this build over here. And then we have a couple pillars we need to take care of over there now. But now this is all gold, so we'll play off of it. And then anywhere to where you can see the edge over here, I would take it down at this point. About 38 seconds to go again. We will also want to be working off of our other extension here. Here you still got a little bit of height concern, I would say. So I'd be mindful of it. I would say to this edge, I'd wrap this edge at this layer still, or this level. Just till you get to, like, right about there. And then I'd come down with it. And then this all would get filled in. Oops, sorry. All right, we'll go double layer protection on it. Just gives us a second layer. I was going to go a different route, but I'll just keep it that way. Just keep it uniformed. I'd probably keep it up 3 levels though if you can. It plays. It's smart. Okay. Okay, a couple more pillars here. Just run it all out. Okay. And then this would go all the way out to this way, and then you want to take it all the way out here and cover this region out here. I know it seems like a lot, but it's needed. They will come out here and work their way out and fling at you if you do not pay attention to this. And I don't want that to happen to you. So we're gonna... make sure we address it for you. Okay. These little canyons down here, see it? You can kind of see as I'm walking over it. They'll work. See where that taker's at down there? They will work their way, those flingers, all the way out there and try to get after you. All right, so that's all taken care of now. I would say this is another layer you could just go ahead because the hill's here. And then we'd seal that down. And this all gets sealed in. All right, that looks good. I would just go down and double check some traps right now at this point. We got 3 pillars left to go only. Just check our walls, make sure, okay, if we're missing some darts now, let's go ahead and make sure. And then again, we're looking for any traps that might be exhausted at this point. And then we'll start getting a few extras in our pocket. I'd go ahead and just put these corners in now. I think it's warrants it. All right, so this is all good. Everything looks very good here. And then you notice how we're up a couple of tiles here so that we'd be golden. All right. And actually, believe it or not, you could even, if you wanted to now, just take all that down, right? And just let the darts play and see if maybe you sneak in a little tar pit or something in there. Or a sound wall, excuse me. All right, same thing here, right? Just throw your dart up there. Shooting through. Everything else is golden. Lots going on in the build to start with. But it does have value. So we do want to keep working it. All right, so 3 pillars to go now. Let's just double check the build a little bit. See what else I can do to extend here. This would be an extension for us, for sure. And I would go right to this point. And then work it down to here. To the end, like we got right here. And then we'd connect it all and fill it here when we can. All right. And actually, I have a little bit more loot still. So we can do that for a moment. We'll just play off this stuff we have going. We have some loot in our pocket. All right. And then I like to connect this. It's another layer for the takers, where they don't get so, you know, crazy on you, if you will. Looks like we have a little opening here. Let me heal for just a moment. And then we're going to get ready to finish up so we can move now. Again, I do recommend you take your time like I'm doing here. Just double check I'm not seeing any other monoliths there. All right, cool. So that all works. And then we'd fill this in. And this in. And then connect it all. Same thing over here. We just seal this all down. You can see how it all kinds of ties in. And then down here, I'd probably bring this down a bit. You see that taker trying to get after me? Remember, there is no time constraint. That's one thing I do not let others, and nor should you. Don't let others determine your play style or what you want to get out of the game. There's many different ways to play Save the World and many effective ways. Again, this is just a tutorial guide to try to help with your journey if you want to try it. That's it, and that's all, my friends. Don't want to pretend it's anything else. Okay? All right, let me go take a look now at our pylons here at the end. We have a couple of them left. Watch your back and know what you got over your shoulder here. Sounds like we got some. I like to put my plasma pulse down there to protect me a little bit with the husks. Use these to protect me with the takers. All right, so we are golden now.
The storm has a new target.
Let's go out and get our balloons, and we'll start working on upgrading everything eventually, but right now we're good. We don't need to worry about it. All right, let's head out and get these balloons. Now, when you get to this point, this is where you decide if you're going to hold 3 or if that's going to be it for you. And again, this is to each is your own. Meaning if you want to go and defend all 3 or just stick with the 1. And again, my recommendation is just the 1, but that's my recommendation. First weapon in, when you get it, would be the plasmatic, in my opinion, for the pillars. Don't overlook that for the pillars. It's so strong. I'd go with the 6 perk on the slow. Again, I know they've had issues with the other 6 perks on that weapon, so be aware of that and mindful of it. Would be my recommendation. Make sure it is working if you're utilizing one of the other 6 perks. If you happen to want the 6 perk to actually work. But otherwise, for the pillars, it doesn't really matter. You're just trying to kill them anyway, so... Or destroy them quickly. And keep yourself safe while doing so. Okay, do be aware you could take potential fall damage from the if you come off of the hoverboard. So always be aware that if you
we have a new enemy wave inbound.
Of where you are at all times. And then we just work our way back around, maybe do a little building, continue on that lava shield a little bit. That is significant, as we can tell, but also it's worth it. And then I would also work on, there's a little building area out and about where we need to go take a look at eventually, but over here, you'd want to take this down here real quick for a moment. I'm going to do that.
Our first base has just been compromised.
That way your traps and all that will work effectively. Just get rid of anything. All right, let's go again now. So now you will have the 1 balloon, which is actually located right here on us. So that's very helpful. And then we're just going to extend out. I would say out to that point right there. If you don't want problems later on, and mark my words, you will get them. But if you don't want problems later on, please be mindful of this area and do, protect it. Last thing you want to be worried about when you're fighting at the end is the lobbers and flingers. And they will be plentiful here on this number 4 for sure. Okay, we have make sure you search that balloon though before that 48-second mark hits. And then I would take it all the way down to the end here. And then sometimes I like a double layer like this, just in an area where I might want to be a little lower. All right, let's get the balloon drop.
This is a tough fight, but you're my very best team.
Again, I like to have the healing in different locations in case you got to come up to heal something. It's never a bad idea to consider it. All right, that's your base, of course. And then otherwise,
defend your base. The second base is down. Only 1 left.
All right, so that's all good there.
Take
this
a
is all
moment.
good
You
here.
earned it, but just a moment. Base A is under attack.
And now this all gets sealed in. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our balloon now. And then we'll also, fix the rest of the shield. Be done with it. These are very helpful to protect you. I would be mindful of those and utilize them. And then you're going to take this pretty much all the way down and out here to the edge. Okay. And then this is dart potential here, if you want it. Make sure you don't have any land bridges. All right. Now let's get that balloon out here.
Update from our chief meteorologist.
All right.
And it appears to be a resignation.
Let's start building out. We'll connect our other bridge here, it looks like. And we have a real nice smooth run going here. I would say by now, when you're in 4, you'd want to have your structure built with your lava shield, just like I've got right here. This is my recommendation. That's why we do it. I'd keep it going. And then now we'll go up there and start throwing in the traps. Start really getting after them. Just double checking, making sure we have everything protected here. All right, cool. And then what you'll do is you'll listen. Now, the only other area with the shield I'd want you to be being mindful of would be, and I already started over here, we just didn't finish it. Do be mindful of this area over here. Right here. All right, if you can, because they can spawn out here. And I would protect this. For sure. See this here? I'd come down over here too. I'd also be going back and taking a look at traps, make sure your walls are intact at this point. So you don't want to have a whoopsie that occurs and you drop things, but I would just extend this if it were me. We should have enough damage still if you've put in what we've done so far. Should have no issues here. If you work the balloons right, you would have plenty of resource as well to be building and trapping off of. But this here, if you do this, you can get some really nice extra damage. Out in this spawn over here.
Great work! You've got more waves to come, so
all right.
Heal up and prepare.
We don't need to go out any further over there. You're good. All right, let's take a look at our balloon. And then we've got wave 5 here. So this is my heavy trapping wave. Like I said, you right there around that 4 is where you want to kind of be finishing up your build a little. Make sure everything is right as rain. Let's get an eyes on the prize here. All right, it's right above us. You can shoot your balloons down. These balloons you do not need to stand on top like you would the frost net or that, but also would be telling you right now that plasmatic would be the first thing in. So that's it for weapons for me now. I do not utilize a lot of weapons. You'll notice that when I do my runs. I also like the movement speed over the armor. I actually had a question about that. I like both Barons. The problem is the gizmos are difficult. I never recommend crafting over an epic Baron when you are running a limited time mode because it will cost you a power cell. Power cells are too important. And I like the movement speed over the the armor because I had Izza in my loadout for the Blast from the Past. So I don't need the armor, but you can have a second, but you'd have to, it's just the gizmos are tough to get in the Horde. I don't know what it is about the Horde, but they just don't provide them too much. At least at this level of the game. Now, if you're in a lower level, you're seeing more gizmos popping, then that's different. Especially if you're a newer player to the mode, right? We'd want to make sure we're being mindful of that. All right, let's go ahead now and start working. All right, and the enemies are working their way into here, as you guys can see, so. I'm going to start working darts across. I'm going to anchor this out here just to make sure it doesn't burst. And you could probably get strikes above here. I would go a little lower with it, but I just don't want it to break. Okay. This would be sound walls. When you're crafting your traps, you should always probably do that on your base. Please be mindful of that.
We have some time before the next wave. You know what to do. Heal up, get supplied, and keep an eye out for the storm's next target. Base A is under attack.
All right, let's go get some material here now. I'd wait to see where you're seeing the spawn clouds before you start dropping the electric fields, but if you see them, those are not going to be that. I would get a couple of additional, or at least one. All right, so we have the boss wave coming. Now that plasmac that we got is made already for 9, right? We're playing in advance, just so we're clear on that. I would tell you maybe to take... actually, on this wave, I would go. I would not sit around. You don't want to miss out on your... your balloon before the kills occur. You see how fast those kills are going? If you miss that balloon, you miss your resource. And in something like this, when you get to 4 and 5, it can make a big difference. And finding the pillars, believe it or not, can make a big difference when it comes to your trap durability when you start moving forward. Now, here you are taking a chance that you're not going to get a damage pulsar or any enemies coming in behind the boss. All right, so if you have nurse husks and that'd be something that would be interesting. You can use directional pads here. You could just use terrain. You can use... I like this better. It's cleaner. It's smoother. I have more control. Less likelihood of fall damage to occur. Sometimes, if you're not paying attention, you can take the fall damage you wish you wouldn't have. So, I would be careful of that. All right, let me go take a look now at the boss. I'm on boss duty now. Now at this point, I'd be making sure like all my dynamos are taken care of. If I'm missing electric fields anywhere, we'll start taking a look at those. We're going to start dropping the tar pits in the build, just like I'm doing here. I haven't had any issue with damage, but it looks like we have a pretty nasty boss here. Okay, so he is a damage pulsar. This is another reason why I don't like traps inside of your build. In your core, because if that, or if you're shooting inside that core, if you're not paying attention, I don't want any damage occurring to that boss, man, if you can help it. So this wall here, you definitely wouldn't want to go, or any dart shooting in, but it is what it is. We'll just take care of him real quick and solve it. All right, and then that's our boss. And we'll go ahead and just seal that off. Make sure everything is right as rain with the heals and all that.
We've got a break in the action. Base A is under attack.
These could hit here, so I like those. Good. Let's see what we got up here. Okay, these can all hit. Oh, don't want a gas trap up there, that's for sure, partner. Holy moly, we don't want that. You could get some darts going off this. Believe it or not, you could run darts this way off of it. If you are... And then what I'd do is I'd anchor it. Right?
Despite evidence to the contrary, you're doing great out there. Every second you buy our deep field heroes is critical. We didn't come here to win.
Anywhere we can get free damage, guys, we should be looking for it.
Doesn't sound as good when spoken aloud.
We are missing a few traps. Now we hear the flingers. So this is your flinger wave on 7. So we're listening right now. Not always the case though. Sometimes it varies, believe it or not. From what I've seen this season. Okay, we already have our way established. Again, you do not want to miss your balloons, so your priority would be there before you get the eliminations. And then I'd like to get back and just see if I have any openings on them, or see where there might be flinging from, if they're flinging. With that lava shield that we invested in, we should not have any issues with flinging. That's why we spend the time on it. I take that out of the equation. if you will. Remember, every balloon you waste, you know, that's a pretty significant amount of traps you're losing out on. I do recommend trap durability in your survivor squads. You could have Machinist Harper in your support to help if you wanted that. Okay, here we go. So when I told you guys that they like to throw, I was not kidding. So we're going to go ahead and take care of this. And then we need to remember that's that. Okay, and then by what we did there, it gives them a little extra to fire at. Or fire on. Propane. No big deal. Alright, so I did see that little area over here. I'd without question go get some electric fields down there. Right in here, right?
A supply drop is on its way.
And we need to take care of this. We can't have that occur again.
Base A is under attack.
As mentioned, they will throw at you out here. Please be mindful of it. We're going to go tires up here. Okay, that all looks pretty good. I would go tires here too. Over our shoulder, right?
Commander, we have a new enemy wave inbound.
Oh, we fell down. Make sure your darts are right as rain. If we're missing, we're good. I'm gonna throw my slow field down here for a minute so I can run. All right, we have an opening there. So we're missing an electric field, it looked like. That's all me though. They came up through here. Yeah, we went to get the balloon, so these are the things you're looking for when you come back in. Those are easy though, you won't miss those ceilings. All right, let's see where our balloon's at. All right, balloon's straight out center this way now. I do not see a build quite yet out here, so let's go work on one. Looks like we had some plingers over here too, potentially.
Take that, husks.
We did not get there in time.
Supply drop is coming your way.
So we lost 8.
Base A is under attack.
And that's not what you want. You absolutely do not want to be missing balloons. Okay, pillar wave. All right, pot shot will come in, and then I start raining in the obliterators. Ammo gets taken care of. Let's heal. And then we'll work our way back.
More husks incoming. You'll need to destroy the
This will be a
pillars to
pillar
end the
wave now. We do have a couple of traps to repair though first. Don't have any traps over here, by the way. Do this. I'd probably just put a few out here at this edge. We'll see later on if we need to replace them. Actually, let's go here. All right, let's go ahead and start taking care of pillars. We'll need to work out here on traps some more, it looks like. Okay, those pillars are gone. Now, early on with the pillars, you can take your time because you don't have the traps done. Later on, you don't want to take your time because you'll burn your durability, right? And that could be quite costly. So on these, we have to focus pretty quick on them. And there's something about 4, too. They like to hide the pillars on you a little bit more. I don't know what it is about it, but from what I've seen, they have a couple little sneaky areas. Just particularly one. I can tell you over here, we need to get some more traps going. This is good to be able to see this. See all this out here? We need to get some traps out here. Some more traps anyway. I've also noticed too, they don't always seem to all spawn at this. I've been seeing some random, like, they just pop up out of nowhere on me. So I've run into that a couple times too. It's usually one. They always hide one on you somewhere. So I typically have to go looking for it. And there it is right here. I see it. All right.
We've got a break in the action. A supply drop is coming your way.
I would go ahead and drop
Base A is under attack.
some more traps out here. And then we need to go back to that area that we saw where there were no traps. And this area here would be a nice little place to get a couple more too. Let's just make sure we're golden everywhere. But we had said out here I wanted some more traps. Well, now that's something you don't want to happen.
According to our radar, the storm is real weird. And the suggested course of action is... shrug emoji? Should have read that one first. That's on me.
Okay, we still have a good, strong, quality build. No issues here. All right, we have some death bomb here. I would tell you only use... So what I would do here is I'd seal this for a minute. I'd let them throw at those walls there instead. not your walls. So I just seal this down for a minute. They're going to stop and probably throw at those, but if you can keep the death bombs out and let your exterior traps work a little bit better, that'd be smart. Kind of protect your core here a little bit. See how they're kind of stuck right now? This is a very good thing to do at the end, too.
Prepare your defenses.
Okay, perfect.
Another base is under attack.
That's exactly how to run that.
A supply drop is on its way. Base A is under attack.
All right, then I would just go ahead and edit things up and down. We'll make our replacements. This will get exploded later, but for now, I'll play off of it. See if I can get to last.
Stay focused.
All right, so now we're on 11. I'm gonna tire right there for now. All right, we need to go get our balloon drop. We have a couple bosses here. I'm going to go ahead and believe in my build. Take my eyes off the prize, if you will. If you can't believe in your build, you will not be successful in these modes. You gotta take eyes off it sometimes and believe it's going to hold. That's a big time tip I give people all the time in the mode or in the game in general. Just believe in the build, man. It's battle tested, as I always say. When I put the builds that I do, I test everything for you. You just gotta. Now, again, when you come in here, it's not like Frost Knight where you can like have that special build and everything can be right. This is all over the place, man. It really is. When you talk about the shields and the adjustments you have to make and understand what you want to have 2 high or 3 high or 1 high, right? These are the kind of things that we definitely need to be. Like, you just can't teach that. That's going to be instinct and experience. All right, let's go ahead and see what's going on with our build now. What you want to do is you want to pickaxe that guy and see. Does not even matter if they do anything to the wall right now. Truly doesn't matter right now.
Make sure to heal up. The storm has a new target.
Okay, now the next thing up, I say by 12, we're going to start talking about our extension. So now we have some adjustments on the build to make. All right, first thing up, we need our defender pads, excuse me. I would definitely be taking a look at weapons. Make sure you're at a K here, and these guys will get put in place for me. All right, so first one goes in. Put him down. If you have the 6 perk, which I do recommend on the Obliterator. Standing in place, and then understand the Mist Monster one versus the Energy one, so you have the right 6 perk. All right, let's go get that balloon. And then I'll come back and we're going to work on that core. We got to get that upper level created now. You do want that upper level that you'll see me build sometimes. Do not overlook it. don't take fall damage either. That can happen, believe it or not. Like, you can get right at the end, and then you'll overlook, and it's like, oh no. And again, if you go using like your power cells on the wrong things, then like a Baron, for instance, that we spoke about earlier, then you can get yourself in trouble where you don't have what you need. I would have the pot shot in second. I do have the physical, so if it focuses on Mist Monsters and bosses only, I don't shoot regular enemies, period. It's Mist Monsters or bosses only. And that's all you should, like, if you really want a good, strong build, that's all you should be shooting at, honestly. If you're shooting anything else, then I would go back and take a look at that build for a minute. Okay. Now we're going to start working on the secondary areas, though. Let him come in. He's fine. He's not going to hurt anything.
Spotted.
Got a little smasher way of going. Don't forget about your bull rush too. It's actually a really good thing to lose your walls here because you can just reset everything.
Smasher.
It does not hurt you at all whatsoever, so please don't be worried about that. So now this is our layer at the end that you do want. A lot of times I'll see people fail, they die, right? They can't stay alive. I don't want that to happen to you, so make sure you're doing everything you can to stay alive.
More husks incoming. You'll need to destroy the pillars to end the wave.
We do have some traps that are burnt, as you guys can see here.
Husk spotted.
All right, we have a smoke screener. So you'll want to mess with him with the traps a little bit. He really won't hurt you much though, honestly. The problem with the defenders I've been seeing, they're not shooting the bosses lately. I don't know if that's intended by them or what. Okay, so I'm going to go just for a minute now. I am going to have to go get that, I want that balloon. So we're going to, again, we'll let him go. Got the slow fit on him right now. We'll see what happens to him. You'll probably come back with some walls missing, which is fine. We need the loot, though. We got electric fields we need to put up stuff right now. I'll probably do a nice recycle on my loot. I'm going to go check the boss out again. And then we got to get these pillars down because we're wasting durability right now. or utilizing it. But I would say it's a waste at this point. Just give me a second, because I want to go out here for a sec. Looks like we're going to have to put some tires down, based on the numbers I'm seeing. And then up here would be healing pads. You'll definitely want these for the last wave. And then defenders go in. Actually, I want to put him back here.
Tinker spotted.
And what they're going to do is they're going to protect your core at the end. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Bus, tanker. Enemy down.
You want it quiet like this, but you don't want it quiet like this, because that means your traps are burning right now. All right, I gotta go get them. I've been messing around too much here. I would tell you to use these to protect you. Like, stand behind them a bit. That way a taker can't come from behind and swipe you. Like he almost, like, see how I had him in front of me where he couldn't swipe me? You got your survivalist and loadout that will help you as your traps are killing. That's why I have him here. Again, please don't listen when someone tells you that is not a viable hero in the end game. Holy moly. I have people saying that somebody's telling them out there. I don't know who it is, but it is definitely a viable hero. Passive free healing. In a situation like this, you don't have to think about it. You're healing right now, right? I don't care how much it is. Please don't overlook how powerful that is. You don't need the most of something in Save the World. You need the right at the right time, and that's what he does. He gives you the right. All right, let me get my Baron out now. The movement. Let's just double check in this pocket before we leave. Okay, everything looks pretty good here. We got 13 to go now. Cleared out this section, so let's go up and around. All right, here we go. And as you can see, it's dominating against the pillars. I don't like the Xenon bow in this mode. I really don't need the vacuum tube bow in the mode. As you can see here, we haven't had to shoot anything. We're already at 13 on our own. But it's just a different play style too, right? I'm building a trap instead of shooting. So if you have a specialized team, sometimes that can be a benefit. But from what I've seen, building and trapping always reigns true in Save the World, guys. I'll often say this one too. Anybody can take an overpowered weapon to a point and be successful with it. There are very few left that know how to trap and build or understand how valuable this is. When you understand your traps, how they synergize, you understand reload speed, staggers. Like this whole set of traps in that, for instance, right? I just got them set to where I know what my reload speeds are. It is important when it comes to the game.
The storm has a new target.
All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work. I've got my 3 defenders now, so I feel very confident there. If I did not have my 3 defenders working right now, I'd be working and you know, concentrating on maybe some potential. You know, hey, I've got to have that balloon, for instance, right? Whereas maybe if you don't, oh, you don't want that trap up there. Okay, those all look good. But I would definitely take my time here, and before you go out for that balloon, just make sure your traps are right. Oh, that was a whoopsie trap, by the way.
Update from our chief meteorologist, and it appears to be a resignation letter.
Tinker spotted! Husk spotted! Smasher spotted!
All right, so this wave here on 14 should give you a little break after the pillars. Get a chance to recuperate a little bit. I would watch the build, so you're good. Let's start working on our traps at the end. Make sure your defenders have good quality weapons. I'd probably go. I'm gonna go get this supply drop too. I feel pretty confident in the build at this point. Get some more electric fields in our pocket.
Smasher spotted!
Let me see what's going on with this smasher. Notice how I'm not worried about the walls behind me, right? Don't worry about your walls behind you. Just worry about, you know what I mean? Worry about what's coming up. For instance, don't worry about the walls here. Worry about what's coming up, excuse me, what's coming up back here, right? That's what we should be worried about. He didn't charge. All right, so here's a situation where you got to kind of decide about the balloons, right? Do you want them or do you not? I would say at this point, any other traps that we have, get your healing pads. I would top off your tar pits now. Make sure those are right. You can use them to slow. We'll use some blocking technique at the end too to keep them slowed down. But now we're running 360, making sure anything close to us is taken into consideration. We're going to have Death Bomb here, so it's going to be pretty nasty. Actually, I'm going to go tires or darts instead.
Right side up and are headed your way.
You could go get that supply drop if you want. I think by this time, The only thing I'd do, I'd go out there if I was hurting enough to where, and same thing's gonna happen here now. I'm just gonna slow them down
Enemy down.
with layers, I bet.
Smasher. Taker. Flinger spotted.
Remember, the smashers can't hurt you.
Spotted.
It's the big guys that can get you, not the smashers, the takers, things like that, right?
Smasher. Flinger. Smasher spotted.
He's a trapper. Make sure you pickaxe. This guy's a damage pulse, so you do not want him near you. Let's get him out of here.
Flinger spotted. Smasher.
This guy's a ricochet. And he's a building blocker.
Taker.
All right, be careful of the death bombs. You don't want to die here.
Spotted.
Remember, the second layer is your protection. That guy's a damage pulsar.
Smasher.
Okay, he gone.
Taker spotted. Smasher spotted.
Use your walls for protection.
They got me. Smasher.
122 till bingo.
Hustle spotted here. Smasher spotted. Taker. Smasher. Taker spotted.
31 seconds till bingo. Slow fell down. $16 seconds. Plasma pulse down. Defender's working. 10 seconds till bingo.
Smasher. Flinger.
And that is another perfect run, my friends, for your 14. All right, my friends, that is your 175 Survive the Horde challenge number 4. And with no damage, continuing the streak. In our next episode, we will go for 5. We'll see if we can finish it off. But until then, and until next time, we'll see you soon, Commanders.